Alright, so this is going to be our pilot podcast.
I'm Cody.
I'm Josh.
I'm a mechanic for John Deere dealership.
What are your hobbies?
Hunting, fishing, playing with my dirt bike, playing with cars, turning wrenches, you know.
Yeah. I work on a boat. Deckhand, bait bitch, whatever you like to call it. I like fishing, skating, surfing, anything on a board, and I can't hear shit.
Yeah. Fuck these things. I wanted to go for it. They look cool, but you know.
They look cool, but man, we ain't flying no fucking airplanes or anything like that. But.
Yeah. So,
what are we going to talk about first? Fishing?
Yeah.
Alright, what subject are we going to get on first? I love fishing. I do all kinds of fishing, saltwater, freshwater, whatever you can think of in Florida, I love doing. And anywhere else I've traveled, from the Bahamas to the northeast of North America, I've tried the hardest to get out there and catch whatever I could catch with a fishing rod. So,
and you're always dragging me along fishing.
I'm always dragging you along fishing wherever we go.
I love catching them little fuckers.
Yeah.
It's good shit.
It's fun, man. It's fun to go out and...
I haven't been fly fishing in a while.
Yeah, fly fishing's fun. We definitely need to get into that.
Some inshore.
Yeah, some inshore fly fishing. Problem is that this time of the year with the mullet run, the fish are just so focused on mullet right now. It's like it's so hard to throw any kind of artificial at them. I've never really tried to throw a fly at a fish during the mullet run. So I'd assume...
Well, shit, man. The only one way to find out.
Go out there and do it. Yeah, I know it, man. I know the one spot I like to go to in the Gnu, the little Gnu. Last time we went out there, we cast netted some mullet. For starters, from the bank, probably 100 yards out, was just, the mullet were so thick you could walk on top of them. It was so insane and crazy. And you could look down the whole entire coastline, and like literally probably every 100 feet you'd either see a small tarpon or a pretty decent sized, probably slot sized snook just jump right in the middle of the school mullet, just busting on them. But the problem was they're so freaking thick, you couldn't, you'd throw your mullet in there and it was like playing the lottery, Your mullet.
Maybe we should cast net all the mullet out and put them on land. And all the fish that came to feed on them. Be like, where the fuck did my food go?
Yeah, I'd be curious how long that would take, considering that there's probably like 5 million freaking mullet out there.
Hey, man, a couple 1,000 pounds of mullet thrown on land, and,
Yeah.
maybe we'll get some good fishing in.
I mean, hell, we've been trying to get dog food for the longest time. We could probably do that and make some dog food with them,
Dude, there's some animal rights activists would be pretty pissed about that.
What? What?
Thousands of pounds of mullet thrown on the land behind us.
Fuck that.
Is there, like, bag limits on them fuckers?
No, man, it's mullet.
Bait fishing costs as much as you want.
Dude,
right?
there's so many freaking bait fish, and they're all, like, spawning fish and, like, migrating fish.
So what if you, like, came out with, like, 1,000 pounds of mullet in your boat or something? Like, is somebody gonna get on you?
Nobody would give a shit.
Okay.
There's so many mullet out there, it's, like, not even... I wish somebody would give me shit for netting mullet. Like, come on. Fucking mullet.
Bro,
what if we came in with 1,000 pounds of snook out of season?
I don't think anybody would get mad about that. I was on my way home the other day and stopped by Boynton Inlet on my dirt bike to have a cigarette. And there was a guy on the seawall that couldn't throw a cast net. So I agreed to throw the cast net for him and get on some of the mullet if I could have half. The parking lot was flooded out.
Yeah.
And I took my half a mullet and threw him in the parking lot, chased him around with the dirt bike. It was so much fun. They were jumping everywhere and everything. That was great. It was a good time. It's a good time.
Yeah, Boynton Inlet. I've never fished there before. Be interested to see lurks around in Boynton Inlet. I'm sure.
There's probably some awesome fish there, but I mean, it's an inlet where everybody fishes, so there's pressure.
That's true. Inlet fishing's kind of
I've
sucky. I can't remember the last time I went to inlet and fish. That's for sure.
I've totally like illegally taken exotics from there on like sabikis hiding in the rocks and stuff for fish tanks.
And put them into tanks. Put them in fish tanks.
Yeah, that's a good place to illegally acquire fish.
Yeah, it is. Shit, no doubt. I wonder if anybody would have thought of that. Hell.
There's a bunch of little, like... Dude, I saw a grouper there one time, like, this big or something. A little tiny sucker. Yeah.
That'd be awesome fish to put in there. It wasn't a grouper, though. It was, It was something else.
Well, I didn't catch it, so... The little fucker was nifty.
Yeah. Oh,
man. Yeah. But, while inshore's messed up, we can do some freshwater fishing. We are in South Florida, home of many invasive...
So many invasive species of fish.
Yeah.
I mean, it's unbelievable. And, I mean, fish that people see on TV or read in the news and stuff, like, they don't understand that there's even that much more, if not triple the amount, that nobody even hears about. I mean... like the snakeheads and the peacocks and stuff. I mean, those are obviously the predator fish that are, eating everything. That
cool fish too.
Yeah, awesome fish. I mean, shit, I'd rather catch those fish than largemouth bass any day. I mean, don't get me wrong, catching big bass is fun, but
big old bucket mouth.
There's just something about catching an exotic fish that is just, I get totally stoked on, that
I hear you,
I just
dude.
get psyched about. But I mean, people don't realize that there's blue tilapias, there's those freaking plecos, armored catfish that, for the most part, have no natural predators that are just freaking exploding, just breeding like rabbits. They're all over the place. I mean, literally, the farthest north I've seen tilapias and those pleco fish are, like, as far as Port St. Lucie, Vero, almost getting to Orlando.
The fact that they're not a predator, nobody wants to talk about them. Like, oh, they can't be that bad.
They're not doing anything. They're not harming the environment. Hell, those freaking plecos burrow. That's part of their natural thing that they do. They burrow into holes. And
I need a beer. Do you want one?
Yeah, I'll take another beer. Voodoo Ranger.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out Voodoo Ranger, the new IPA beer. I don't know if it's new. It's new to me. I haven't seen it yet. I just got it from Publix the other day.
It's pretty good.
Big IPA fan, by the way. Shit. Goose Island, Sierra Nevada, just all kinds of IPAs. I don't even care what brand it is. As long as it says IPA on it, I'll fucking drink it, man. I don't care.
I hear you. I think I'll drink just about any beer. I love them.
Except citrus-flavored beer.
Bro, I'll drink it.
You'll drink it?
I'll drink it.
I'll drink
I ain't
it.
even gonna lie.
I'll drink it, too.
Yeah, don't you get all high and mighty on me.
Yeah, I know. When it comes down to if it's beer, I'll drink it. Fuck. If it's free, I'll drink it.
Bro, if I showed up here with a 6-pack of citrus beer and we ran out, you bet your ass you'd be drinking it.
Yeah, I would. I might take a swig of Wendex, but before I drink that shit, but yeah.
Hey, we can have Wendex and beer.
Wendex and beer, man.
Mixed drinks, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably clean your teeth, too.
Uh-huh. So,
what the hell are we talking about?
Fishing.
What kind of fishing? Invasive fish?
Yeah.
Do you want to just talk about... So let's talk about exotics, and let's talk about each individual exotic.
Dude, how about the Oscars?
Oscars, yeah.
That's a cool fucking
that
fish.
That is a cool
gets
fish.
No fucking attention. Nobody talks about how cool they are.
Yeah, the reason is because there's not a lot of them.
Yeah.
They're not like peacocks where...
Bro, what was that thing you caught on the fly down south? A Jaguar?
A Jaguar cichlid. Those are just
dude, that's a bad
Oscars.
motherfucker.
Yeah, there's not a lot of them. I'm pretty sure from when I've researched on them, Jaguar cichlids are from Central America. I don't think South America, but Central America.
You better not misquote that now.
Yeah, I'm not. By the way, I'm not trying to misquote anything here. This is why
You're gonna piss off a lot of Central Americans.
This is what I've seen from TV or read on paper or just imagined in my head. So don't take it serious. Yeah, whatever. But anyways, from what I understand, Jaguar cichlids are from Central America. They don't grow too big. I think the biggest they grow maybe is about 1.5 pounds. Maybe 2 pounds is a very big Jaguar cichlid. But they're just so aggressive. I mean, hell, I remember the one time me and Shane went to Miami to do like a peacock bass fishing, kind of like, what we call R&D fishing.
R&D.
Research and development
we need to talk
fishing.
about the R&D.
We'll talk about it after this. But anyways, we were fishing canals there. And I think I've only seen maybe a video or two about Jaguar cichlids before we went down there. And I remember coming up on the bank. It was probably next to a culvert pipe too. And I look in the water and I see these two like medium-sized fish on a bed. And I've never seen these fish before. It's just like a really dark fish with like black marble patterning from the head all the way down to the tail. I'm sitting there looking at this thing, and it almost looks like a little grouper, like the shape of it. It looks
like a panther grouper.
Like a panther grouper. I'm like, what the hell kind of fish is this? And then I'm like, the more I'm looking at it, the more I get like familiarized with it, and then finally it hits me. I'm like, oh shit, this is a Jaguar cichlid. Like this is the fish that I saw like in the like videos that I've seen in the past. And I remember using probably about like a 4-inch fluke for the peacocks. And I mean, these fish have relatively smaller mouths, but I threw like the fluke in front of its head and was like getting the fluke to get in front of its mouth, and like literally every single time this fluke got like a foot next to these fish, both of them were just attack it, just start hammering it. It was insane. Cast after cast. I probably took 20 casts.
Cichlids are an aggressive fish.
They're super aggressive, Jaguar cichlids, mine cichlids. I mean,
hell, fishing in Loxahatchee, even just mine cichlids with like a little small, like the mini fluke, like that's a blast. They're aggressive as fuck.
Anything that they can fit in their mouth, they're just gonna annihilate, just go crazy on. They're super aggressive. And I mean, that's why they're so fun. Any fish that is just willing to just come out and hit a lure like that is super fun.
I'm about it.
I mean, the whole thing is you're seeing them coming up and eating the bait. I mean, you see the fish is right there, and you throw the bait right in front of their head.
I love sight fishing.
Yeah, sight fishing's the best, man.
It is.
And cichlids are like the prime example of good sight fishing.
Right.
And you can catch them on anything, man. Like light spinning tackle, flies. I mean, hell, fly fishing is like the best for them.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, the one lake in Miramar that we fished for peacocks in, I went there one time with the fly rod, looking for peacocks, and
Don't give away locations too much now.
I said Miramar. I didn't say where in Miramar.
Okay.
Somewhere in Miramar. So somebody's gonna have to figure it out.
I gave up our spot closest to Bass Pro because I was over it. The super clear lake.
That place.
Yeah, that's why I gave it up. Yeah.
That place is.
Somebody was like, "Where can I get peacocks?" And I sent them that way.
Yeah.
Just so you guys know, there's a really, really clear, really, really deep man-made lake close to Bass Pro in Fort Lauderdale that has peacocks.
It's like you take Sterling Road.
It's in that retirement trailer park.
It's like in a retirement trailer park place, and you go in
It's
there.
so clear though.
There's 2 lakes in there that are super clear. One's in the actual neighborhood, and one's kind of in like probably the outside, I guess, of the neighborhood, and then there's like a business building on the other side of it.
Yeah. I think there's a shooting range across that lake.
There might be.
Yeah.
It's super deep, super clear water, and there's fish there, but
I just want to clear something up for the audience, however small it may be at this point. R&D is research and development. We go out, mainly Google Maps. And
Google Maps is the shit, dude.
It is the shit.
Google Maps is the shit.
And check out waterways, and that's how we find good fishing spots. R&D with Google Maps. Dude, Google Maps, I agree.
I can't tell you how many freaking awesome places we found.
Any spot I can
fishing
think of that we know of was probably found on Google Maps.
Because of Google Maps.
I mean, hell, the other night we were driving around just Google Mapping.
Yeah.
The other day or whatever. Yeah.
Snakehead fishing.
Yeah.
For snakeheads.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like seldom places that I've been to where somebody's like told me like, you know, hey, go to this place. Like, there's a lot of fish there. Like, yeah, no shit. Like, yeah, you're gonna tell me because that's where everybody else goes to. That's how you fucking heard about it, you know.
Or that's the spot that they're willing to give up.
Yeah.
Like I gave that dude the Bass Pro spot.
Yeah.
He asked where to get peacocks. That's where I sent him.
Yeah. Good luck going there. You'll get kicked out in probably about 2 minutes.
Hey, he was fishing with shiners though. He'll probably get one.
Get one fish before you get thrown out.
Yeah. Yeah. So, we had a bow fishing trip a couple nights ago.
Yeah, that was fun.
And we saw a pickerel. I can't. I have to bring it up.
A pickerel in South Florida.
We saw a pickerel here in Fort Lauderdale.
We've both heard that there's pickerel in South Florida.
There's a sign at the boat launch in off Southern, a little bit west of Loxahatchee. There's a sign that says like the native species.
That was at 20 Mile Bend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 20 Mile Bend. Southern.
And it says pickerel.
Yeah.
And I clearly remember, like, totally making fun of that sign. Like, there's no fucking pickerel. Like, there's not pickerel. Like,
well, I've always heard it's called a chain pickerel.
Right.
That's down here. It's called a chain pickerel.
It's a chain pickerel in New Hampshire, too, though. Like,
is it?
How the fuck does that... Yeah.
That's the name of it?
It's a chain pickerel.
Do you know how many species of pickerel are there?
I'm not sure, but I'm familiar with pickerel from when I lived in New Hampshire and caught pickerel.
I'm going to look it up. Keep talking. I'm going to look this up.
They are chain pickerel. I'm almost positive that the pickerel here in South Florida are the same fish that I was catching in New Hampshire.
A chain pickerel.
A chain pickerel.
I've heard that. There's,
what are you searching? How many species of pickerel there is?
Different species of chain pickerel. And who knows, we could even get difference. We can get region of where all the different pickerel live.
Yeah, but just saying, we clearly, in less than a foot of water, with a spotlight on it, and it sitting still, no questions, identified a chain pickerel sitting in that canal here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Wow, its scientific name is Essox.
An Essox?
Essox?
You're a fucking Essox.
Yeah, Essox.
They're a badass fish, dude. They're like a mini freshwater barracuda.
Pike are a family of predatory fish that include various species of pike. That's not telling us. Okay, there are 5 species of... okay, here we go. Let me read this.
Read it to me.
Pike. Obviously, pickerel is a pike family.
Is a muskie a pike?
Yeah, I mean, a muskellunge is...
So pike is like the main
family.
thing, and it branches bigger or smaller.
Pike is the family.
Okay.
And all these other fish are in the... That's a northern pike right there.
Right.
So, that's...
The chain pickerel, though, that I always used to catch was... I would average, like, 10 to 12-inch fish.
Yeah, pickerel are smaller.
The one we saw last night was probably like a 10-inch fish.
Okay, this might say something. Micro species. This might be what we're... Okay, here we go. It says here there's 4 different types of pike. There's a northern pike, which is the largest growing pike.
Right.
There's a muskellunge, which is
the big boy,
the biggest of all of them. There's a chain pickerel. You can see the region right there where they're at. So, yeah, shit.
There it is.
Yeah, that looks like that's...
I caught it in New Hampshire, and it's down here in Florida. I don't know that I would necessarily put the region all across the East Coast that good, though. Like, they can't be that established.
Fuck, dude. It's like shown into Louisiana where they're at.
Right?
You think them things are swimming in swamp and shit? I mean, I guess if
Florida's
they're in
a swamp,
Florida,
bro.
Yeah, if they're in South Florida, I mean,
What's the other one? What's the last one?
Okay, so...
What does that say? Can you say that?
Listed where?
What is its official name?
Essex, Niger.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
What's the last one?
Essex americanus, a grass pickerel. Those are in Florida too.
Shit, man. Who knows what one we saw?
That actually looks like the smallest species of pickerel, listed under pickerel grass. Yeah, I mean, it's shown in the region there that it's in Florida too. That's going as far as...
Don't you love Google?
Dude, I love Google. Google's sick.
It can make, like, dumb people like us smart.
Yeah, it's shown as north as New York, looks like. Maybe even, again, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and as far west as Louisiana. Looks like Midwest, too, like Illinois, Ohio, kind of. But, yeah, I mean, shit. Too bad we ain't got northern pike here. I like to catch one of them big old bastards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we saw that the other night while we were bow fishing.
We saw so much stuff.
That was a great bow fishing trip.
That's the best part about fishing in South Florida, especially in a canal system that links up to a spillway that dumps into the salt water. Because a lot of people don't realize that saltwater fish, there's certain species of saltwater fish that have a high freshwater tolerance.
Yeah, well, it seems like every fish has a different amount of, like, blend tolerance. The freshwater fish, there's, like, a few that can push into saltier water. And then there's, like, out of the saltwater fish, a few that can push into the fresh water.
I know,
it's like,
I know that...
There's a blend.
Yeah, I know that bass have, like, a very mild salt tolerance. Like, they can live in
But
brackish
they end
water.
up in brackish water, yeah.
They can live in brackish water.
You know what's a good example of this? Is Riverbend in Jupiter.
Exactly, yeah.
There's a great blend there of fresh and saltwater fish.
Yeah, and Riverbend...
I mean, hell, you've seen triple tails in there alongside largemouth bass.
Yeah, and Riverbend doesn't have any locks to it. It's a natural river. It's a natural
That's why it blends so well.
Yeah. So, you know, there's no wall, there's no dam that's holding fish back. You know, they can go freely back and forth there. You know, like I said, largemouth bass have a mild tolerance for salinity. I know that mine cichlids not only have a tolerance for a pretty good level of salinity, but they can actually thrive in salinity. Bowfin too, same thing. They can thrive easily. Gar,
yeah.
Easily
So looking
thrive.
back on the other night, we went bow fishing, and bow fishing is awesome to me, at least, because I feel like at night with a spotlight, looking into the water, you see more than you normally would.
Exactly. Yeah.
You absolutely can, like, see things you wouldn't normally see.
Yeah.
And
there's a lot
the other night when we went out, I mean, like, try to rattle off all the species we saw. We saw lots of bowfin.
Yeah.
Lots of snakeheads.
Snakeheads.
Awesome. Tilapia.
Tilapia.
Both blue and spotted.
Yeah.
I mean, carp. Yeah.
We saw a couple bass.
We saw a snook.
Saw snook.
The chain pickerel.
Chain pickerel, mullet. Yeah.
Or maybe a grass pickerel.
Who knows? It was a pickerel, though.
It was a pickerel.
It was a fucking
Dude,
pickerel.
I agree.
Yeah.
100%.
So-
That's the first pickerel I've ever seen in Florida. I didn't believe it.
Me
but
too. That was the
yeah.
first one I saw with my eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But bow fishing's awesome. I feel like you get more of a glimpse into the water than normal.
Well, especially at night.
And not to mention the fact that it's fun to try to hone in your skills, and
Yeah.
it gets frustrating there a little bit. Cause
Super frustrating.
So-
especially when you have faulty
bow fishing.
faulty shit.
Yeah. So
We
bow
got
fishing,
ghetto
unlike regular bows, we have all these bow hunters out there that are looking through a sight. You know, they have like a little dot that, you know, they're looking through the peephole and catching the little dot and putting it on their target, and, you know, they're like, oh man, I'm good with a bow. But bow fishing is all instinctual shooting. There's no real lining up a sight or anything like that. And not only that, but different depths. You have to shoot for different areas that aren't necessarily where the fish looks like it is. There's a lot.
There's
That's
a lot
tricky.
to
It left us pissed at many points there the other night.
I mean, as far as like with a sight, I guess in relativity with a gun, it's like shooting a gun that doesn't have a bead on it.
Yeah, it is.
A bead or a sight or anything. It's almost instinct. You're like shooting.
Shooting from the hip.
Yeah,
it's like shooting from the hip.
From the hip.
Yeah.
All instinct.
Yeah. Which is cool. It takes a while to hone in. I mean, both of us last night had our bad runs where we were just missing the hell out of fish and getting pissed off, and then got dialed in and nailed a few fish, and it feels great when you miss. I feel like I must have pulled that bow back 50 times that night, and miss and miss and miss and miss and miss, and then you nail a fish and you're like, hell yeah.
Well, I mean, I kind of blame like 50% on that of like us like having ghetto rig shit,
Yeah, the first bow we brought out.
Yeah, you're supposed to have a little stopper like right in front of the nock of the arrow where the slider is that your line's attached to, and it's supposed to stop the slider from coming back.
But we had a piece of wire,
but
and
we
then
broke that
to
off,
a rope.
so we had to tie a rope around to keep that slider from coming back. So, like what you were saying the other night, every time the arrow, it was catching the cross strings on the bow. So it was totally screwing us up, like big time.
Hey, we nailed some fish though.
We got some fish. We did the best we could. I mean, we.
I fed 4 of those fish to the dogs already. They love them.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they were just chewing on them like right before I left.
How'd you prepare
to come here?
Just full fish?
Yeah, no, I pulled them out of the fridge. Chilled.
Like, here you go,
chilled full fish. They were bleeding. I dripped blood on the floor. Oops. But
it's not your house, so it's all good.
Yeah. Fuck it. But the dogs loved it, man. They're still kind of new to eating fish because I'm kind of new to these dogs still. But they're getting the hang of it. They start eating, they start kind of grabbing at the gill, and then they start chewing the gill off, and they'll rip the gill plate off and eat it, and then they kind of get into the fish,
It's like a toy that tastes good.
Yeah. Dude, my old dogs, the old hunting dogs.
Oh man,
them things would devour a fish like it was a slice of bread.
Not just dude, they'd eat anything. Remember the time we fed them that big fucking turtle?
Yeah, the soft shell.
Dude, oh my god, like a 30-pound soft shell.
Dude, they've eaten hog carcasses,
everything.
Soft shells.
Oh my god, dude, I remember
dude,
that.
Dude, roadkill raccoons and
anything,
shit. The
dude,
fur, everything
voracious.
went down. They'll eat skulls.
Oh my god.
It all goes down. Every bit of it.
God, you could throw a tire back there and they'd eat the fucking tire like no problem, man. Yeah, those dogs were insane. Holy shit.
They're badass dogs.
Like, if you want to get rid of a body, just throw them over that fence where the dogs are. They'd get rid of that fucking body.
They would.
We're not getting anybody any ideas, but...
Yeah. Them dogs are long gone.
Yeah.
Cool dogs, though.
Shit eaters.
Shit eaters.
In the hunting community, we call those shit eaters. In the hog hunting community, anyways.
Hog hunting's a lot of fun.
Hog hunting's very fun. I miss it.
I do too. I really do. We need to get out and do that again. I mean, shit, man. We've had some fun hog hunting.
Oh, so much fun. I couldn't believe to tell you. There's 2 different types of hog hunting in Florida. I guess the gentleman's way of it would be with a gun or a bow.
Right.
Still hunting.
Well, there's the people on buggies with guns. That's the most common approach. Go to a wildlife management area, hop in your buggy, load it up with a bunch of drunk people with shotguns, and drive around and crush palmettos until one runs out and everybody fucking unloads on it.
Kind of just like
that's the most common way of hog hunting.
Like the social, lazy kind of...
Drink a beer, yeah.
Drink a beer.
But then the bow hunters, you got to give them more credit than the rifle hunters.
Yeah.
They get up in stands, they get quiet, they wait,
They're either sitting in a stand or they're stalking them, They're treading through palmetto, swamp, I mean, God knows what. I mean, me and you both been through some gnarly shit. looking
Hell
for
yeah.
hogs. I mean,
Dude,
holy
I love
crap.
tromping through the swamp, though.
Yeah, it is
Something
fun.
about ending up, like, I don't know, chest deep in swamp water, fucking, I don't know, man.
I mean, just listening
It's
to...
the struggle of going after him.
Just listening to who you just introduced me to, Adam Greentree,
Yeah.
talking about going on his hunting trips and just dealing with the absolutely most hellish conditions whatsoever and being out there for a week.
That dude's a badass.
And then coming back and just being like, I'm so glad I did that. That was so
Yo,
worth
I hope
it.
he hears this. Adam Greentree, listen to this podcast.
May not be good as yours, but
Yeah.
we're trying. Trying to throw some stories out there.
He's a badass.
He is. He's pretty gnarly for Aussie, you know.
Yeah.
He's pretty badass. Well, I mean, Aussies they're already
Dude, they
pretty
run
badass.
dogs, don't they?
Yeah.
They run dogs on hogs.
They run dogs.
So there's bow hunting, rifle hunting, running in the buggy, but dogs are by far the most fun way to catch a hog.
It's the traditional way of hog hunting in Florida.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't, who knows how far back people have been hunting with dogs in Florida, in North America, you know? I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, that was like one of the first methods of hunting
I mean,
anything.
You don't need a gun.
You don't need a gun.
All you need is something sharp.
Yeah.
You bring something
spear,
sharp and your trusty dog.
A spear, a knife, a hatchet, whatever. Anything
yeah.
to finish him off with. The dogs did 50% of the work for you, you know?
I give them more than 50% of the credit. They find those motherfuckers.
They find them.
And stop them.
They find
All
them,
you
they
gotta
stop
do is
them,
end
they
its
hold
life.
them down, and you come in and finish them off.
Yeah. It's badass. I mean, you're running through the woods with a pack of dogs that are your dogs that live with you, and you're like part of the pack, you know? And you're just like out there.
Oh, it's so fun.
It is, yeah. Dogs get on a hog, you come running in, pushing bushes out of the way like, I got your back, bro. Stick that motherfucker.
I talk to so many people that are like avid bow hunters, gun hunters, you know, and it just, from hearing their stories of
this one time through a scope,
shooting something, like killing something, and it's just, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not hating on those guys, but I mean, it was like, you know, how'd you kill that massive boar right there, you know? I was sitting in the blind.
Bro, do you remember the time that you and me went poaching behind a graveyard?
No.
And caught that nasty motherfucker right out the truck.
Yeah, that was crazy. Very memorial.
That was crazy.
That was two nights before that of like hunting literally all night long and not getting shit.
Which is part of it.
Like being serious too, like seriously.
Which is part of it. Like going out and like the struggle of not getting anything. We end up behind a graveyard. I won't say where. And,
like, on the way over there, we're slamming beers like, fuck it, man, we're probably not going to get anything, but, you know, or at least we're going to be drunk, like, while we're doing it, you know, fucking
we're going to get such a bad rep for this. But, yeah.
It's truth, though. We got to speak truth.
Yeah, I'm about it.
Literally, as soon as the Jeep stops, the dogs fucking jump out. And
I had the busted out window.
Yeah.
And fucking
They all jump out.
Yeah.
Jump out and they're gone. Like, what the fuck's going on, you know?
They winded that motherfucker.
Yeah.
We get in there, and the dogs have a hog in waist-deep water. In a ditch. And we get down in there, and you were holding the spotlight?
I was holding the spotlight.
You motherfucker. Yeah. Something happens, you trip or whatever, the spotlight goes underwater, it's gone.
No, okay. Alright, let me specify.
Okay, do your thing.
So, after your dog got hit and got thrown on the bank, my dog...
She got cut down pretty good.
She got cut down really good, and then my dog jumps in and catches him, and this big old, probably 200-pound boar.
Before my dog looks like a bitch, I just want to say she jumped back in to help your dog after
she did.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not talking shit.
I know. I just wanted to specify that for our audience.
Anyways.
Cut down and all, she was still helping.
Yep. Anyways, my dog jumps in and catches him, and this is waist-deep water that this hog is in. I mean, this thing's neck is out of the water. This water's so deep. My dog catches it, and this hog is just burying my dog underwater. It's drowning my dog.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like telling you, like, fuck, dude, this thing's drowning my dog. Like, we gotta get this thing, like, right now. My dog's gonna die, you know? So I'm, like, sliding down this steep bank, steep as fuck.
It was the worst possible situation.
Just steep as fuck, like 6 beers in, just like totally drunk, sliding down this bank on my ass with a spotlight. Get down there, and I don't remember if I was holding onto a branch or something and I slipped, but anyways, yeah, the spotlight fell in the water. I said, "Oh fuck," and you're like, "What?" I looked up and I said, "I dropped the spotlight. We don't have a light," and you're just like, "Oh fuck." And then I turn around, and about this time, the hog with my dog still attached to it is coming my way.
Yeah.
And I was just like, it's getting fucking real.
Yeah.
It's getting real right now. Here we fucking go. So,
dude, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I remember us trying to drag that hog up the canal bank. And once we finally had it up the canal bank, we didn't have a knife.
yeah, I mean, I remember
we didn't have a knife.
Yeah, because that was the whole part of, like, us prior 2 nights before not getting shit. I was like, oh, we don't need a knife. Like, oh, it's not like we're going to catch anything.
Which is the craziest thought ever.
Let's
go hunting without a knife.
Well, yeah, like, we don't need a knife. We got a 18 pack of beer. We'll be fine. You know, like, yeah, fuck it. Yeah. We don't need a knife. We didn't catch anything before. It's not like we're going to catch anything.
Then I remember at one point, laying on that hog, it was like a scramble to pull dogs off and get them back to the car and locked in the car because they're bleeding, and get them all off and away from the hog so that we could leave while I'm laying on the hog. That was...
Well, let me say this. Let me cut you off. So, like, back to it, you know, somehow me and you eventually, like, got the hind legs of it.
Right.
And we're dragging it up. Like you said, by this time, your dog jumped back in. So now we got 2 dogs on the hog.
That are fighting us, not helping us.
They're pulling it backwards while we're pulling it forwards, trying to get it out of the ditch. So me and you, both shit-faced as can be, are pulling a 200-pound boar hog with 2 60-pound dogs.
He was a mean motherfucker.
Pulling it backwards.
Too. He was a mean motherfucker.
Yeah, we pull the hog up, you know, we sit on it, get it down, get the dogs off. By the time we cut this thing loose, it just stands right up and just kind of just walks up like nothing fucking happened.
Yeah, they're tough. They're tough bastards.
Like nothing happened to it whatsoever.
2 full-size, very capable pit bulls were on that hog's face, and I don't think they drew any blood.
No. Didn't even phase it. Didn't even phase the fucking
they're
thing.
tough motherfuckers, man.
Which again was why
what
it's
makes
so
them so
fun.
Cool, yeah.
It is why it's so
they're
fun.
Badass.
Because they're badass. You know, it's adrenaline pumping. It's the fact that you know that you're going out there and you're hunting something that is just totally like fucking insane. You know, that is a tough animal, a tough aggressive animal. Yeah.
I mean, hell, I remember the whole like getting all the bleeding dogs in the car and then going back. I think we threw your dog and my dog in the shower together and we were showering them off, getting all the...
Your dog had a solid probably 3 puncture marks in it.
Yeah, for
3
sure.
punctures
like
in
all
it.
the
I know my dog
stuff.
had 2 punctures in it on the side, you know. It didn't really slice them, but it was definitely deep, you know, punctures.
Like a little meat hanging out and everything.
Where the hog's teeth hit it, you know, punctured it.
Dude, those things are sharp.
They're super sharp.
They're sharp. I don't know how teeth get so sharp, but they're sharp.
Anybody that hears it on TV, you know, they say that a hog, they're called cutters.
Right.
The tusks.
Cutters and
the bottom teeth that grow out.
Grow upward are cutters. And then the wetters come down from the top.
The wetters come down from the top.
The cutters.
Because they grind their mouth. Like
yeah, you hear them in the woods when you get close, and they're doing that.
When they're
like cutting them.
When they're eating roots and food. You know, their top and bottom jaw go like that. And yeah, they're sharpening the wetters and the cutters doing that. And they also do that when they're pissed. You know, when they're mad. Like, in defensive mode, they'll do that. They'll grind their teeth like that. But again, you know, that's, I guess in the similarity, that's like you grinding your teeth, you know, making them sharp.
My teeth get dull when I grind them.
Yeah, mine too. My teeth
I only grind them on certain occasions.
My teeth get dulled when I try to pop a fucking beer cap off.
Yeah, I'm gonna break a tooth one of these days with that. By far, my favorite person to ever go hog hunting with is your dad's friend Scottie.
Scott, yeah, Scott Erickson. Sorry for mentioning you, Scottie, but
oh my God, he's Ever since the barrel.
You've only went once with him.
Yeah.
That was your first.
Yeah.
That was your first experience.
That
with
was
Scott.
a hell of an introduction to Scott. I tell you what.
Yeah. I'll tell you. From this is my dad telling me.
I'm gonna grab another beer. Keep going.
So this is my dad's story.
I'm taking your last one, bro. We're on to Bud Lights after this.
That's fine. Whatever. Bud Light. Who cares? Like I said, it's free, so who gives a shit? But anyways, this was my dad's shit, almost like us, childhood friends. Knew this guy since like 3rd grade, and grew up with him, went to grade school with him, went to high school with him, went to college with him.
What if that's not still recording?
Let me check it and see. It's definitely still recording.
Okay, cool. I just want to check.
It's totally recording. Yeah.
The screen went black. I figured it was worth a check.
We're on 40 minutes already, man. We're doing pretty good.
Fucking first podcast, man.
Hell yeah. Pop that shit off so I can continue my story.
Yeah, get on it, Scott.
Alright. So he'd tell me stories of them. I think it was maybe around like senior year of high school into college. They would go hog hunting. They would take a station wagon. My dad had an old station wagon, and they would take it to Kissimmee, Central Florida, to go hog hunting. And he's had so many stories of just like crazy hog hunting experiences at night. And this is probably back like early to mid 80s. They're doing this.
Yeah.
Like getting, having guns drawn on them from dogs getting onto farmers' properties and stuff.
Yeah.
All kinds of crazy shit. Getting into cow pastures. And he told me this one story of they got into this cow pasture while they were running hogs, and 2 of their pits caught a cow in a ditch. Both dogs have each ear of the cow.
Only a pit.
Yeah, the cow's mooing, going crazy. My dad and his other buddy are like, fuck, what do we do? What do we do?
I would have killed the cow.
And anyways, they look over, and here comes Scottie running out, and he goes, Full Nelson, motherfucker! And he gets this cow and puts him in a chokehold and brings him to the ground. He's holding the cow down to the ground while both dogs are fighting him, and just all hell breaking loose. My dad comes in and gets both dogs off. Scottie gets off the cow like, oh shit, man, that was a fucking ride right there. Just going crazy. That was one of the stories with him. And there's just so many more of back then stories. But the thing about Scott is that he's probably in his mid-50s right now. And the dude still thinks he's 20 years old.
I know.
We go hunt.
I remember the hunting trip we went on.
Yeah,
that dude was a trip.
Tell us your experiences about hunting with him for the first time.
Willie introduced me to the idea of the barrel.
Yeah. The old barrel.
He was threatening all night, sitting around the campfire before the hunt.
Do you remember
to put me in the barrel, and I had no fucking idea what the barrel was.
And do you remember
He's just sitting over there smirking at me, telling me he's gonna put me in the barrel, and I'm wondering the whole time, like, what the fuck is the barrel? Turns out it's a barrel with a hole in it.
Do you remember the story of the barrel he told you about?
I don't remember the story, but I remember it had something to do with his penis. And me being in the barrel, accepting said penis.
Well, obviously it was about a penis, yeah. But obviously homosexual acts, but...
Yeah.
Okay, so... Yeah, the story was this guy goes into a bar, has a couple of drinks, and he goes up to the bartender, and he's like, hey man, like, you got anything else that's, like, cooler than drinking over here? And the bartender's like, yeah, man, I got a barrel out in the back. Why don't you go back out there and go stick your dick in it, The guy goes out to the back.
Which I totally would.
Yeah, and the guy goes out to the back, and there's this big hole in this barrel. And, the guy's like, oh, man, it's pretty cool. He, like, pulls his dick out and, like, sticks his dick in the barrel. And he's like, oh, man, this is awesome. Like, oh, fuck yeah. And, he ends up, like coming in the barrel and shit. And he comes back. He probably does that, like 3 different nights. Goes to that same barrel and does the same thing. And then probably the fourth night, he goes back. Well, in joke scenario, it would be the third night. The third night, he comes back to the bartender and says, "Oh man, that barrel's pretty awesome, man. I like that barrel." And the bartender's like, "Oh yeah, well hell, now it's time for you to get in the barrel." That's
Scottie.
That's a Scottie story.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, another joke or story he told me was this one story about these two guys are sitting at a bar and they're making a bet on who's got the uglier wife. He's like, "Man, I bet you my wife's way uglier than your wife." He's like, "Oh yeah? Well hell, here's a picture of her." And he pulls out a picture of his wife and shows it to this guy and he's like, "Oh god damn, you got an ugly fucking wife, man. She's butt ugly. But hell, you know what? My wife's even uglier." He's like, "Oh yeah, you gonna prove it?" He said, "Hell yeah, come on, let's go back to the house." So they drive on back to this guy's house. He's like, "Come on, come to the back with me." And he comes back to the back of the house, and there's a cellar door down there where you walk down to the cellar, and he goes there, bangs on the cellar door, and says, "Hey, honey, come on, get out here." She said, "All right, you want me to wear my mask?" He said, "No, I don't want to fuck you. I want to show my buddy how ugly you are." So that was another Scottie story. But yeah, he's crazy, man.
Dude, where did we go hunting that time with them? Christmas, Florida.
Seminole Ranch. Does that sound right?
Yeah, Seminole Ranch.
In
that
Orlando, Florida.
Beautiful
It
woods.
was beautiful. It's right
like all old Florida, like ancient trees.
The whole property ran across the St. Johns River.
That's beautiful.
Anybody who lives in Central Florida will tell you that the St. Johns River area is just
we didn't get no hogs.
So beautiful. We didn't get any hogs.
The dogs murdered an armadillo, though.
Yeah, they killed the fuck out of an armadillo.
Yeah.
Which, yeah.
Scottie was the highlight of that trip for me.
Yeah, I mean, that another thing, too, with hog hunting with dogs, you know, like, if you don't get nothing, you know, you always got that one guy.
Remember dude's dog that got lost while we were hunting?
Yeah, that's a good story, too. That's a good story to bring up there, too.
Yeah, we were out hunting, and his dog wouldn't come back, and...
Yeah.
Was he using that damn beep beep tracker? No, he didn't even have nothing.
One of the guys was with us
using
had
a
beep beep. Yeah.
Which is basically a tracker you hold in your hand. So technology is advanced way beyond this now.
Explain it first.
Now we have a GPS with a screen on it.
Handheld.
Yeah, handheld with a screen on it. The dog's wearing a collar, and you see where the dog is in relation to you. It's really easy to go, but the old school guys have a beep beep, or that's what we call it, at least, where he's pulling out the big fucking antennas.
It's a giant satellite antenna,
and it beeps faster when you aim in the direction of your. Is it faster?
Yeah. It's
when you aim in the direction of your dog, it'll be like beep 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 beep. Yeah. So, but this guy wasn't even tracking, was he?
That's what we used when I was a kid. Like, when I never was like 5, 6 years old, that was what we used.
I didn't get into hog hunting until I was in my 20s.
Yeah. When I was 5, 6 years old, when we'd be out hunting, that's what we used. That big old satellite fucking thing, you know, the beep beep.
Yeah.
Looking for dogs. Yeah, that was the way to go. But yeah, thank God for technology, right?
Hell yeah. I didn't get into hog hunting late.
Yeah.
Shout out to Conan. Anyway. Yeah, so dude lost his dog, and it wouldn't come back. So we ended up just going back to camp, which was how far away from where we were hunting?
Miles, dude. Like, shit.
Miles and miles.
Like 5, 6 miles.
Yeah. Easily. So we go back to camp, and we're in, like, a fenced-in area camping, and the woods are way over here where we were hunting. And, bro, he was tracking the dog.
He left his shirt.
No, but he was tracking the dog.
Well, he had it on GPS,
his battery died, and he gave up. We went back, and he got new batteries at some point in the night and turned it on. And he goes, "Yo, my dog's where I left my shirt."
Yeah.
Because he left his shirt where we gave up.
Where
we gave up on
finding. Yeah. We couldn't find him. Yeah.
So he goes, "Yo, my dog's back at the shirt," and then he's looking at it a little bit longer. And he's like, "It's coming this way," And what was it, like an hour later? The dog was
The dog
sitting at
came
the
right
fence.
to the fucking camp.
Yeah.
The dog came up right to the fucking camp.
That's badass. Dogs are badass.
His name was...
They do that with their nose.
Yeah, that's all nose.
That's
all
crazy.
Nose. That guy's name was Steve. He lives in Okeechobee. Just huge hog hunter. Big
Steve
time.
was cool, dude.
He lives to hog hunt. That's all that guy does is hog hunt. And, I mean, hell, he's got probably the best dogs I've ever seen. Yeah.
So, I feel like we wouldn't be doing this podcast justice with Josh James if we didn't talk about the gator.
The gator issue?
We got to talk about the gator.
All right.
So,
how about you go ahead and tell the story, and I'll do whatever, man.
So, we're out fishing, and
you want to start off like that, or start off as like what the news fucking reported?
Okay, well, the news reported Josh James here assaulted a Wendy's drive-through attendant with a deadly weapon.
Yeah.
A gator.
Yeah.
I just want to say the gator was like, yay big.
Oh, well,
it wasn't a big
what
gator.
the news call it, like a 6 fucking footer,
I don't even
you
know.
Like,
they get crazy.
Geez.
Fake news.
Fake news. Man.
Fake news.
Was it on CNN?
I don't know.
I don't want to name drop here, but yeah.
So we're just out fishing with the Tennessee boys,
Yep.
might I add. AJ and Chance.
Yeah.
And we're fishing, and this gator was like kind of hanging around, and he kept following our lures. So we grabbed him.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
What
typical.
the hell? Yeah. What else are you gonna do on a night like that?
Yeah. So we grabbed him, and we thought it'd be fun to throw it in the truck with the guys that aren't that used to gators, and tell them they have to get in the truck or else they're walking home.
I mean, we initially threw it in there to scare them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was fun. It was fun.
Well, they were already in the truck.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's right. That's right. So
kind of just like put it in their laps.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah. So then we're driving around with a gator in the cab, and it's biting everybody.
Yeah.
You know, running around. But I just want to point out that a gator that size, 3 foot.
Yeah, 3 foot.
We'll call it 3 foot. A gator 3 foot really can't do much damage.
No.
The gator that they called a deadly weapon.
Again, that's the
yeah,
media.
that's the media.
That's all the
I mean,
media
it
doing
could
that
bite
shit.
your forearm and not draw blood. You know, pinch down on your forearm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so we got bored driving around with it. We end up up into town, kinda. We stopped at that gas station, which is one of the reasons why you got caught. Because they have footage of us slipping out the doors like and slamming it real fast.
Well, before you go on that, let me kind of just like call you out on some shit and kind of like
call me out.
Include you.
Okay, go ahead.
So while the gator was in the truck and we're driving, I mean, at this point, I'm just like, it's so late in the night. I'm like, look, dude, this fucker's in here. You know, we might as well just go home. You know, this fucker can live in my truck for all I care.
Yeah.
As we're driving out, this fucking guy right here is like, dude, I feel like we need to like do something epic with this gator right now. Like, we need to do something epic with this gator. We need to take it to the mall, or we need to take it to the store and just like walk around with it and
Bro.
just like throw it somewhere.
Before you put it all on me, you were the motherfucker saying I could totally get away with stuffing it in my shirt and walking into CVS and dropping it in an aisle.
I didn't care, dude. At that point, I was so like pumped full of adrenaline and alcohol. I didn't even care, dude. I was like, whatever, man. As long as we get rid of this fucker, like right now, like I don't care. I'm down for anything, you know.
Yeah.
As long as we can get this fucker gone and we can like go home and go to sleep, you know. Like that's
Yeah.
all I cared about at that point was fuck.
So
But anyways,
we end up bailing on the CVS idea
Yeah.
or Walgreens or whatever it was because
I think-
there was too many cameras. I think I remember mentioning, like, there's
you
no
got-
way you're walking through there with a gator
I will
in your
admit,
shirt.
I will admit, I was pretty dead set on the Walgreens idea.
Yeah.
Or CVS or whatever.
I mean, you got caught either way, so you might as well have
I
done
mean,
it.
yeah.
In retrospect.
Yeah, like, when it all came down to it, I was going to get caught either way, so.
But we figured you might have got away with it in Wendy's. And Wendy's right there next to it, and I'm like, what about Wendy's? Pull up to the drive-thru and ask for a Gatorade.
That was the
Gatorade.
whole. That was the whole thing that like nobody covered on or anything.
I know.
Can you
right?
imagine?
It's so unfair. They just go, "You assaulted this poor woman with a gator."
Can you
but
imagine?
It's so much better.
Yeah. Like,
it's so much better than that.
You can see like a newscaster, like the suspect before he threw it in the window, pulled up, and as he was
like
ordering,
you were being a dick.
As he was ordering, he asked, "Do you have any Gatorade?" Like.
She goes, "We only have Powerade." And you're like, "All right, I'll have a Coke."
How many more likes do you think I would have got?
Yeah.
Like if they quoted that in the news. Like holy shit.
But we pull up to the window. I think you told her she needs to go find her manager.
I tried to get her away from the window. Yeah.
Yeah, because you didn't want to hurt her.
No.
You just wanted to make it funny.
Yeah, I was trying to the whole thing was I was trying to get it in there without anybody knowing.
Yeah.
So I was trying to get her to leave.
Surprise.
Before I threw it in there, and then when they came back, saw it was in there.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to throw it on the fucking lady. I mean.
No, I agree.
Sake,
I know.
Jeez.
I know. And even if you had thrown it on the lady, I mean, it was a 3-foot gator. It can't even draw blood. But you told her to go find her manager. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there was somebody uploaded a video on YouTube of it, a really shitty video, but you can see clearly
in-store
in the video. The in-store video
Dude,
of it happening.
She dove out that fucking window.
I saw that. I didn't believe her when I was in trial with it.
She dove out that fucking window.
When I was in trial and I heard her say that shit, that she climbed out of the window and jumped out. I was like, she's full of shit. She's just making shit up. Her lawyer
she
told her
dove
to
out
say
that fucking window.
Yeah, I saw the video. Hell yeah, she was up and out that window, and she was a pretty big girl too, man.
She was a big old girl.
She was a big old girl. To see a big old girl get out that fast, I was like, God damn, holy shit. But I mean, you can see in the video, she's clearly on this side of the window, and the gator got thrown over here. So I wasn't,
you know what's crazy?
I wasn't trying to throw it on.
She doesn't understand alligators like we do. Obviously,
no.
She sees it as a straight threat. Little does she know, it's seeing her as a threat because it just got done getting handled by people that were assaulting the fuck out of it. Wait, I shouldn't say that.
I mean, it's an animal.
People that were handling it. So it's sitting there how do I get away from this lady? And the lady's sitting there thinking, how do I get away from this gator? It wasn't aggressively going after her.
It's not all of a sudden they're both going to lock up and start fighting, because they're both afraid of each other.
That would have been awesome, though.
I mean,
that would have made a way better video.
They both got, the alligator got a fucking kitchen knife and held it in its hand, and she got a spork or something, a bowl of chili.
Sword fight to the death.
A bowl of Wendy's chili, but, I mean, fuck, I mean, for fuck's sake, it was
fun.
So many people got offended by that shit.
Well, they were calling it assault with a deadly weapon.
I mean, I feel like the law was saying that in order to pin something on you.
In order to get assault with a deadly weapon off of you, I would have let that gator bite my jugular.
I know.
I would have.
Oh, I remember you called me or we're talking after I got out of jail. Dude, I was getting ready to
here's my more delicate place, the most delicate kill me spot I can find, and I will let that gator bite me there.
And I mean, fucking...
How many times have you and me let gators bite us?
Exactly, yeah.
How many times fishing in areas I won't state have we grabbed gators and latched them onto each other's calves?
Well, this this wasn't on the news too, and I wasn't going to mention any names, Tyler. The video of me getting bit in the arm by the gator. That was, again, on the news. But you could see clearly in the video that, like, same-size gator, too.
Yeah.
Like 3.5 foot gator latched onto my arm and was shaking and stuff. And when he let go, what'd you see? What?
No blood.
What? A couple of puncture wounds, you know?
Barely punctures.
For fuck's sake, you know? Like, come on. I had a fucking guy on the state's defense from Bush Wildlife Sanctuary saying that they have to tape a 3-footer's mouth because they could potentially take a limb off.
Well, let's be honest about
shit.
Let's be honest about who that guy is. So that guy's part of state wildlife or whatever.
Yeah.
And anything so official and highly regulated is totally pussified.
Yeah.
No, it is, man. It is. Like, okay, so you can...
He said he had to have a fucking, like, a teammate, like a partner to handle, like, a 3.5
they talk about how
alligator.
dangerous it is. I mean, it's the same thing as, I don't know. He's a pussy.
He is, but well, not. I don't think he's a pussy, but I definitely know he's lying. I know he's full of shit. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, like a professional.
No. As a professional, I think he's been taught by the guidelines. Okay, so they tell you, like, when you drive your car, don't ever speed. You know, because it's dangerous.
Yeah.
But, you know, what are you doing on 95? 10 over.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're definitely doing 5 over the speed limit anywhere you fucking go.
For sure.
Yeah.
So this guy's been taught by the guidelines, like, this gator will bite you. And I think that the way they teach those type of people is to avoid getting bit at all costs. And they see these small 3-foot gators as more of a danger because they're more capable of biting you. Because that's an agile little fucker. That bitch can turn on you and bite quick.
Oh, yeah, no shit. Yeah,
so they see them as more dangerous because they're more able to bite you, but they don't assess the bite damage.
Exactly, yeah.
Because the bite damage is just not there. They can't do damage.
No.
I would let a 3-foot gator bite me right the fuck now. If you had one right now, I'd say, come on. You know?
Well, I would too.
Yeah.
We just know. You know? It's like we have this animal expert.
It's almost the perfect size. Because they're big enough that their teeth start dulling out, but they're small enough to still not have that much jaw pressure.
Yeah. I mean, you know, you got this guy that's been to all these classes, read all these books, you know, and it's like, me and you, we just know because
experience.
We've been there. We've done
experience.
that, you know? It's like this guy's like, oh, I have to have a partner with me to catch this 3-foot gator because it could potentially take a limb off.
I don't want to put any names out there, but I have put a 3-foot gator in the hands of a 6-year-old, untaped, unrestrained, and said, here, hold this, and took a picture, you know? That picture didn't make it out on social media, obviously. But a 6-year-old can handle a 3-foot gator.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's no danger to its life. Yeah.
Well, the funny thing was...
It would have been funny if it got
Yeah, well, the funny thing was with this animal handler from Bush Wildlife Sanctuary was he was talking all this shit about, like, oh, we have to tape the mouths of a 3-foot alligator and we have to do all these,
because you're a pussy.
All these procedures to handle the gator, and the lawyer that I had at the time, like, had all these pictures of the dude, and was like, oh, really? You have to tape the mouth? So what's this picture right here of this 6-footer that you have with, you know, no mouth tape shut with the mouth wide open? And, you know, the guy was just, like, speechless, you know, like, oh, well, that one there is, like, in captivity, and he's, you know, he's an older animal, and, you know, he's docile, and he was just throwing all kinds of bullshit out there, you know, just...
Did you could tell... Like
it's not that he didn't like me, it was that, like, the state hired him to just throw bullshit out there. And you could tell, just by the way this guy was talking to the judge in the trial, you could just tell that it was the state that was talking through him. The state telling him, you know, what to say to try and get me to have, you know, a heavier penalty.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean...
That's a shame.
Yeah. just goes to show you. I mean, people are just so fucking insensitive these days. You know, I mean, they're so sensitive, and I don't fucking know. They're so sensitive about shit these days.
They are.
Man, it's so ridiculous, man. Even my dad.
Harvey Weinstein.
Harvey Weinstein.
I'm sorry. I don't want to go down that road. I don't want to go down that road.
We'll touch up on that later.
Yeah.
But I mean, fuck. Like before.
No, people are very sensitive, and you can't really.
My dad's friend that he went to high school with is the commissioner of the Palm Beach County FWC, Florida Wildlife Commission.
Name drop.
Well, I didn't drop his name.
Yeah.
But anyways, he's the commissioner. But, you know, he was talking to him about it. And, I mean, even him was like, you know, dude, like, back when we were kids, if we did that...
No, that's funny.
Like, nobody...
That's funny.
Nobody would have cared. It was
a
prank. I don't
care who you are, that's funny.
Yeah, exactly. It would have been a funny prank. You know, nobody would have got upset about it. Like, oh, yeah, you know, you threw a little alligator through the window. Well, funny.
Let's talk about the fact that came so much later. The decision to come after you and prosecute you. How much later was that?
From what I remember...
This was weird. That was weird. They made an example out of your ass.
Okay, so when did we, like, pull this off? It was probably... Do you remember
Dude,
the year?
I'm not going to remember dates.
I kind of remember. Was it, like... Fuck, I want to say it was, like, 2014, maybe?
I don't know.
I remember the months. I don't remember the year. It was definitely when I got back from my summer trip. I remember that, because, I mean, I came back from my summer trip working. I was gone for 3 months, and when I came back, I was just so excited to see all you guys again. And, you know, by the time I
miss you when you're gone.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I miss you guys too. So when I come back, I'm just like so stoked to, you know, see all you guys.
Did you just throw a gator?
I just go crazy, you know. Like I don't give a fuck what we do, you know. Let's just go out and do it. Let's just go do crazy shit, you know. That's my mindset. You know, I just want to go do crazy shit. I don't give a fuck, you know, what we get into. I just want to do something that's like epic and crazy. And, you know, obviously...
You want to feel some adrenaline with the boys.
Exactly, yeah. You want to feel good with the boys.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to feel good with the boys?
Hell yeah.
Like, fuck.
Dude, finding adrenaline with the boys is becoming illegal.
Exactly, yeah. It's against the law to, like, have fun with the boys.
Yeah.
You can't have fun. It's illegal to have fun with the boys. Don't do it.
Yeah, don't have fun with the boys, ladies and gentlemen.
It's against the law. Don't have fun. Just stay home and play with fidget spinners. It's a lot safer. You won't get in trouble.
Yeah.
But anyways, that was probably, I want to say like October-ish, maybe? October, November-ish.
Okay.
I had FWC come to my house maybe December, I want to say, to, you know, they told me like, yeah, you know, we're doing this investigation about somebody possibly throwing an alligator through the window. Obviously, they knew where I lived. Like, they knew who I was. They came to my house. At that point, I know they have some kind of proof on me. You know, I'm not gonna...
they made it to your house.
They made it to my house. I'm not gonna get out of it. Even when we did it, you know, I was like, you know, like, fuck, they're probably gonna get me for this, you know? Like, there's obviously gonna be proof about it. So, anyways, when they came to my house and confronted me about it, I just admitted to it right then and there. I said, yep, I did it. You know, it was me. So, they pretty much said, like, you know, okay, well, we appreciate you admitting to it. You know, we're going to go back, do what we have to do, and go from there. And it was probably, I want to say, like, the beginning of February is when they
Months later.
Yeah, months later is when they finally put a warrant out for my arrest. When they called me up and say, hey, there's a warrant for your arrest, you know, are you willing to turn yourself in?
And they start throwing around terms like assault with a deadly weapon.
After they took me in, you know, and they had all these charges on me. I mean, it was just, it was so crazy, it was so nuts.
For sure.
It was definitely, I mean, obviously from everybody's heard from the news, it was like it was the first incident, one of its kind, that's ever happened in Florida. So, you know,
Florida man strikes again.
Yeah, Florida man strikes again, you know.
We're the reason Florida has a bad name.
Yeah, well.
I think it's a good name.
I mean, you know, like, what the fuck?
Sounds like Florida has fun.
Exactly, you know, like, what the hell? Out of all
Dude,
the rapists...
Ready? I invite any logical, fun-loving person to come along on that trip where we threw that gator in that window and tell me they didn't fucking enjoy themselves.
Exactly. Those Tennessee guys, you know? Like,
yeah. They're like...
What you know, what are you going to ask them? Like, oh, yeah, how was your night the other night, you know, when you guys fucking did all that shit? What are they going to say? Like, oh, we wish we wouldn't have done that.
No,
you know?
they loved it.
Oh, they were stoked about it, you know?
That shit was a blast.
It was the best time ever, you know? Like, holy shit. Who does that on a regular night, you know?
Like a weeknight.
What's a regular weekend night for a group of guys, you know? Like, oh, let's go out to...
Dude, I'll tell you exactly what it is. Let's go out to the bar.
Yeah.
Have a couple drinks and unsuccessfully hit on a couple chicks.
Yeah.
That is a regular night for regular guys.
And then go home.
Yeah.
What was our normal Saturday night? Let's get as drunk as we possibly can. Go out in the woods.
So the drinking is the common factor. That's okay.
Yeah.
But we get out in the woods instead of going to the bar. Instead of getting pussy, we were getting critters.
Yeah. That was our target. Like, instead of hitting on a couple of chicks, let's go hit on some possums and raccoons.
Yeah.
And, you know.
Dude, let's talk about the slam.
Okay,
all right. So, I'm going to get the slam. I have...
Wait. Before we get into this, I feel like we got to take a break because I got to take a piss. And we got to go have a smoke. But we'll be right back with it shortly.